Welcome to Toffee Blues, your choice for all things Everton. Did I get that out right? I think I barely did. I'm Gerry, sitting here with Dave from the Falcon Blues / Grand Old Team / I don't know, BuzzFeed, Pornhub. I don't know what else you do, Dave. I feel like you're everywhere. And So, and also, as usual, Terry, and for those of you listening, the guy has got on a dazzling fun shirt. Both of these guys are I feel underdressed. All right, Dave's rocking this amazing Columbia shirt it looks, I've wanted it for a while, and Terry just looks like he's ready to party. Just saying.
In the farmer's tan.
Oh, that's right.
Or a gnarly farmer's tan, and I've still got the sunglasses on, not on my face, but on my shirt from earlier in the day that I forgot to take off, that Dave's just reminded me, but I'm going to go with it. Consistency between the videos, if I take them off, it'll look like, it's CGI and stuff, that we pipe things in, and we don't do that. It's all raw.
I wish we were cutting away from you so that every time we cut back to you, you could have another pair of glasses like pinned on to a different area of your shirt. And then everybody's like, wait. Or start switching your glasses, every once in a while.
Yeah.
There's a scene in an Alan Partridge special where he's interviewing somebody while he's treading water, and he can't really do it, and he's really struggling. And whenever he asks the questions, it cuts away to him clearly in a different pool, speaking normally, standing upright. And then when it cuts back to the answers, he's like, you can hear him struggling off camera.
I need a lot more Alan Partridge in my life. I've only had a little, and I need a lot more. Everything I've seen, I'm like, holy hell. Huge fan of that, his World Cup commercial thing that he did. That was a goal. That thing is, me and my wife watch that over and over again. That's
what's the breakdown thing of how he does the World Cup? How each team plays this team, and it's like this spinny cog thing with arrows on it. It's fantastic. Sometimes just trying to get past the arrows and everything. Watch it. It's brilliant. The whole thing.
Oh, I'm wanting a lot of that. I need more of that. Damn. And I actually was thinking, but the glasses thing, I thought about Moss in IT Crowd, where he's like, let me put on my slightly larger glasses. Talking about, because he's like, if that's a plan, he's trying to hear the new plan. Oh, it's so good. So, all right, enough. This wasn't supposed to be an intro segment. We're just talking. We're making chit chat. We did a formation segment last week. Terry and I, we talked about what we thought was a likely formation for Everton, for Silva to run 4-3-3, because it seemed like that's where some of our transfers had been, heading, and that seemed like what was maybe going to happen. And then last match, Silva's like, you know what, we need some goals. Let's go 4-4-2. Which I think, has he done this year already? I feel like he did it in one other game, briefly. I don't know. Anyway, beside the point. Regardless, we ended up with Keane and DCL playing the two. So I guess, guys, the real question is 4-4-2 a realistic possibility from the get-go, like from the outset of a game, or is this one of those that's really just more of a, hey, we need a goal really late, so let's throw another striker up there kind of thing? Dave, you started last time. I'm going to go with Mr. Party, Captain Fiesta. What do you got, Capitan?
I think we sort of are playing it unofficially, because Sigurdsson at the minute is playing so high up the pitch that he's sort of like a second striker, and the wide players have tucked back, so it is like 4-4-2, but with not two orthodox strikers. From the start, and in the traditional sense, like you're referring to with DCL and Moise Keane, that'd be great for both strikers. Just all strikers usually will benefit from having a partner, because Calvert-Lewin will have someone to feed the ball to and to run on through balls and flick-ons, and Moise Keane will find more space because there's Calvert-Lewin up alongside him. But I don't think we've got the centre midfield to play that. You need a lot more energy in your centre midfield to cover the ground without after losing the extra man. If we had, for argument's sake, the likes of Gabaman, and if we still had a Trezeguet, like a number 6 and an energetic tackler, that's the kind of centre mid pair I think would work with a 4-4-2, and then the creativity can just come from out wide or feed into the strikers. But with the players we've got, we need like a sort of midfield unit. You know, Andre Gomez is crucial to how we play because he recycles the ball, and now with Gabaman injured, we're looking to Schneiderlin, Tom Davies, Fabian Delph to sort of partner him and get something going. 2 of that group, I don't think it's going to be enough if there's no other player in front of them, because when it comes to defending, Andre Gomez is not the best defensively, and midfielders tend to go past him, so you would literally overload the other centre midfielder if you didn't have a number 10 who can tuck back when defending. So I think it's great in theory, but in practice, other teams would exploit our centre midfield position, which wouldn't suit that formation for who we have.
So, way to go, Terry. You blew my main first question, which was, will this work centrally in terms of midfield? Because I was concerned about that. Because I'm totally concerned about that. You said that, and I was just like, because I don't know. But the weird thing is, and I swear I'm not going to talk forever, Dave. You will get on this. But I feel like, you think about DCL and Tosin. There's 2 strikers, and even Richarlison, 3 strikers that people have said in the past, hey, they're not solo strikers. They need to play with a second striker. You know what I mean? They need to play with another one up top to help them out. People used to say that all the time about Jing Tosin when he first came to the league. He needs another player up there. And I've heard something similar with DCL. Think about how good he combines with other players. He's a good passer, gets his head up. That could actually be solid. But yeah, and so it's weird. It's like we have this combination of strikers that could work really well if you interchange them. I mean, you've got about 4 different ones that could do that. But who's actually behind it, and could we handle it? I feel like we'd be potentially really vulnerable in the middle. It's not just me feel, Terry feel. We all feel that is possibly the case. Dave, what are your thoughts on this nonsense?
You said it. It's nonsense. I echo what you were saying. It's a struggle without the. We've left an Trezeguet-sized hole in that midfield, and that's the problem. I think had Gabaman not been injured, he's straight in against Villa there, and you could potentially have that 4-4-2 kind of formation, but not the whole game. Maybe for the period where we're chasing it. I can't see us playing that for 90 minutes. I think that'd be physically impossible for us because, as Terry said, the likes of Spurs, the Red Shife, will completely overrun you in midfield, pace, and just passing movement from those sides. They just pass themselves out of trouble, and the ball's gone, and then they're on the attack, and we're struggling. I think more than anything, it's all about the top 2 who you're going to play as well. Because I think you're going to need someone, if you're going to play a 2 like that, you're going to bring it back into a 5 almost by bringing Richarlison in. So I think if it was going to be a 2 up front, it would have to be someone who's willing to put in the legs, like Richarlison, who's willing to take a step back and run through the midfield, that kind of thing. But then it just goes back to being a 4-5-1 again. And that's the problem because we haven't got those legs in midfield anymore. If you had Gay, as Terry pointed out, you had Gabaman, brilliant. Even against Watford, Gabaman and Gomez linked up really well. Plenty of running from Gabaman, plenty of tackling, giving Gomez the freedom to make the long runs, make himself available, put into space. But when the ball was coming back, we struggled. Look at Dean's bombing on, and he's having to come straight back again because the ball was just getting lofted over the midfield, and we were isolated. So, without the right players, I don't think it will work at the moment. Not with this Everton side.
The last really successful exponent of the 4-4-2, who really made it work, was Leicester in this league at least. It was Leicester's title-winning team, and they played 4-4-2 every week. But who did they have in centre midfield? N'Golo Kante.
Exactly.
And Danny Drinkwater. And you need players with that silly level of energy to play 4-4-2 in this league because they're going to come up against threes constantly in midfield, and obviously Kante's the equaliser in that scenario. You can have three midfielders versus just him on his own. I'm sure he'd do all right, but we haven't got that player. We did have, but obviously we didn't have the strikers at that time. It's just unfortunate that we've not really had both of the required two pieces to play it. But no, I don't think 4-4-2 would suit the players. The only ones who'd benefit from that are the two strikers you'd play, but the rest of the team would suffer.
Yeah, Toffee Blues John made me. He's forcing me. There's a gun. No, so he's pointed right at me. No, basically he wanted me to make sure that I mentioned the idea of Richarlison and Keane up front. Richarlison, I think we're not seeing as many goals from Richarlison this season, and he had some opportunities. He's had some opportunities, especially with his head. He's put it over every time. But we're talking about a player who does have the legs, like you mentioned, Dave. Richarlison does have that. And it's going to get him closer to the goal. That's the thing. He's having to work really hard to get close enough to get any kind of shot. It's hard to disagree with you guys, because the players who would benefit are the strikers. It's almost like, are we gonna try to outscore everybody? And I just don't see Silva trying to do that. So he may throw it on there as a tactical shift late in the game if we absolutely need something. But yeah, and I don't even know if that's helping us to. I mean, that still continues to push the creativity out wide. Yeah. So our attacks aren't really going inward very much at that point either. So I don't know. I think we're going to run into a lot of some similar problems depending on who's playing wide for us. That's the key. Who's on the wings. So
I was just writing it down before while we were talking, and it's a combination of Richarlison and Bernard, Richarlison and Iwobi out on the right with Bernard in that midfield, and then it's a whole host of who you decide on the attack. Is it Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison? Is it Calvert-Lewin and Keane? Is it Tosin and Calvert-Lewin? It's all about where are you going to lose that pace? Where are you going to win the battle as well?
So essentially, what we're saying is we're thinking that 4-4-2, although it's different, it would sort of be like change for the sake of change, and it would put us in some really compromising defensive positions, and some of the exact same situations would potentially rear its head. However, it would be good for some certain players to actually. I do think we'd score more goals. But I think it just creates different problems, as do these guys. Anything else on this, gents?
Don't do it.
I'd like to see 4-3-3 before I saw 4-4-2, because I think we've got more of the players to suit that. Before 4-2-2. Well, when he goes 4-4-2, Silva goes 4-4-2 in games, it's more of a 4-2-4, and he's really angry that we're losing every time we need to score. He's going to just go, you know what, just put two in midfield and hit the forwards every time. It's like his angry formation.
Additionally, going 4-3-3 from the beginning. You know what I mean? Popping 4-3-3 when we're behind doesn't make it would be an odd decision to make, So, all right. Well, so yeah, these guys hate the idea of going 4-4-2 from the beginning. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I agree with them. I think it's a little too risky. Yeah. But just remember that they hate it. Hate it.
It's on Twitter. Don't be starting that.
No.
On my Falcon Blues chat, you can speak to him. I'll speak to him about that. Not me. I won't answer.
No, that was just me messing around, trying not to take the heat. But yeah, I'll throw my hat in with these guys. I agree with them. All right, so there, I took the plunge. All right, so that's it for the 4-4-2 discussion. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We'd sincerely appreciate it. If you want more Dave and who doesn't check out Falcon Blues, grand old team. It's a merger, it's a hybrid, a Liger. Falcon Blues and the grand old team is the Liger of Everton channels. Okay? Yeah.
Brentford's skills and magic.
I was like, is anybody getting my Napoleon Dynamite reference right now? All right, so that's where you'll find Dave besides at the Falcon, right? And if you want more Terry, check out Liverpool Echo fan Gerry, where they allow him, they print his words, they let it happen. It's pretty great. They just say, Terry, what do you think? And they actually print it. It's beautiful. And if you happen to see Terry on the train, run up to him really quick, give him a hug, and if you want to throw in something like "Come with me if you want to live," he loves that too. Yes. All right, so that's it for the 442 segment. If you want to pop over to the pod, we've got a short Lincoln preview, just a short one because someone else is doing more of a proper preview, and we'll be doing a quiz between these two gents. If you know your history, let's see if they do. Anyway, so that's it. Dave, thanks so much, bud.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate your time, Terry. Later on, bud.
Take it easy.
Thank you, man. All right, and let's move to the pod. All right, bye.